Hello and welcome to an information skills video on finding better search terms in sociological abstracts. My name is Bowers-Sharpe and I'm a Western Illinois University librarian and the library liaison to sociology and anthropology. My contact information is on this opening screen and at the end of the video if you wish to contact me directly. I'll also share contact information for the reference desk, where my colleagues and I help people search for information resources on many topics and for a variety of purposes. If you haven't already watched my tutorial on the basics of searching sociological abstracts, I recommend doing that first. This tutorial helps you with the next step, improving your searching by finding the best terminology to use. Search terminology can drastically affect not only the number of results you receive, but also how relevant those results are to your research project. Let's start by looking at the way databases are structured. Each record in a database, in this case for a journal article, organizes information in a way that makes the publication more searchable and findable. The various areas within the record, like the document title, the abstract, and the subject area, correspond to search options in the advanced search screen, a detail of which is shown here on the right. This is important because it enables us to target our search. If we have official subject terms and we do a subject search, SocAbs will only find results in which that term is a central focus. In contrast, if you leave your search options set to the generic Anywhere search, Sociological Abstracts searches more broadly and will include results in which your term just happens to be mentioned, but is not a focus. There are three ways you can discover search terms in sociological abstracts. Number one, using the subject limit on the results list page. Secondly, you can view the results list, find relevant search results, and note the terminology that particular search result contains. And finally, looking in the Thesaurus for the official terms created by the American Sociological Association. Now I'll jump over to the live database. Starting from the library's home page, go to the Articles Databases tab. I'll access SocAbs by dropping down the Browse by Title menu, scrolling to Sociological Abstracts, and then clicking on Go. If the database opens up to a basic search, switch over to the advanced search, which you see here in front of you. The first two ways to discover search terms happen after you've done an initial search. So I'm going to search on tattoos and bias, remembering to apply limits for peer-reviewed, since most students are looking for peer-reviewed journal articles, and the English language limit. When I do that search, and I have a results list, we found 196 things. Method 1 for finding search terms is pretty basic. To the left of the results, you'll see some options for altering your search. Scroll down until you see the word subject. Click on it and it will open up to display the beginning of a list of terms. To see the full list, click on More. These are subject terms that are assigned or related to one or more of the articles in this results list, and you may find some alternate or better search terms among them. For instance, in addition to bias, which does appear, I might try searching stereotypes, attitudes, or perceptions. If you find alternative terms that look good, start a Word document or a handwritten list of them. Depending on what you searched, this method can be very helpful, but as you can see in this case, it sometimes results in a list that contains a lot of terms that aren't focused enough. The second option for finding terms is more targeted. Actually read the titles of things in your results list to see if some are particularly helpful. Scrolling down the page, in number 5 is a title that looks very relevant. What do you think about ink? An examination of implicit and explicit attitudes toward tattooed individuals. I'm going to open up the full record by clicking on the title. The abstract, or summary, confirms that this is a relevant article for my research. A little bit further down, I see the subject listings. Tattoos and bias do appear, but I can see others that might come in handy. In addition to bias, disgust and prejudice could both be used to address the same concept. I can add these to my Word document or list of possible terms. Method 3 is the most targeted and the one that I recommend to students. As in other situations where you need to find multiple words that mean basically the same thing, a thesaurus is a helpful tool. Many databases have a thesaurus of recommended or official terms, and Sociological Abstracts is one of them. We have a print copy of it in the library, but you can use the digital version when you are searching in SocAbs. To find it, go to the Advanced Search page. This can be when you first enter the database or after you've done a search. The link to the thesaurus appears above the search boxes. It opens up a new window, so if you have a pop-up blocker, you might have to change your settings. Type a word for your concept into the box at the top. I'll type bias. If your search brings results, the official terms are recognizable by having a checkbox in front of them. And there are 4 of them here. Bias is an official term. If I click on the word bias, it shows me narrower terms, prejudice, and a broader term, attitudes. If I click on the notes icon next to bias, I get a list of related terms and sometimes a written description of how the American Sociological Association is using that term. From this list, discrimination seems like a good option, and I can add it to my list. And then I can click on its notes as well, look through related terms for it. Again, prejudice appears. Stereotypes appear. We found those using the other methods. You can jump from term to term like this, collecting possibilities, and these can then be plugged into the advanced search. Tattoos, on the other hand, is not an official subject term. There's no checkbox in front of it, and when I click on it, Sociological Abstracts is recommending body modification. But it also includes piercings, so it's probably too broad for what I'm interested in. Tattoos is probably the best term. Based on that, let me quickly adjust my original search with the new terms that I found. That search found 196 results, many of which did not focus enough on my topic. I will leave tattoos as an anywhere search, but I'm going to change the next line to bias or prejudice. And because those are official terms, I am going to search for them as subjects. My peer review limit remains, as does my language limit. Let me redo my search. With this search, I get a much better focused results list of 10 items. Attitudes toward tattooed individuals, stigma of body modified, visible tattoos in the service sector, the stigma of ink. These are much more focused and closer to what I'm looking for. For information on how to then find these items, please watch my video entitled Search Results, How to Find Listed Items, which will explain how you can go on to obtain the actual text. Let's quickly review the 3 ways to find better subject terminology. First, from the results list page, you can click on the subject limit option and look through the list of terms that are connected in some way with one or more articles in the results. A second, more focused method is to look through your results list and find the most relevant hits, go into their full records, and take note of the subject terms assigned to them. Finally, you can identify the official American Sociological Association terms using the Thesaurus of sociological indexing terms. It's available in print, but also online within the SocAbs database. That was a fairly quick overview on finding better search terms to use in the Sociological Abstracts database. If you have any questions, you may contact me directly, or here in the middle of the screen is the URL you can visit for information on reaching us in person, by phone, IM, text, or email at the reference desk, including our service hours. We would be happy to help you with your assignments.